Welcome back, everyone. Going into the second half here at Dropped Frames. Zeke, I know you watched Arcane. We don't need to spend too long on it, but it's video game adjacent. How are you feeling about it? Is that living up to the hype? We were talking about hype while you were using the restroom. How's Arcane?
First of all, I want to say, it was a nice cameo by my lady walking through.
Yes, I thought that was
great.
you. That's what I said. I was very confused.
The colorful pants.
Yeah.
But Arcane is surprisingly good. Like, it is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, I had no idea, like, any of the name drops or, like,
it's better
from the games, and, like, no idea. And I went into it, like, with a totally, like, blank slate. And, man, like, not, like, people are saying the animation is amazing, which it is.
It's absurd.
But the voice acting, storytelling, and the writing is A+. It's fucking top notch. It's really good. It's they handle like emotional scenes and dialogue and interactions. They handle it so very well. It was surprising. Like, I think I even teared up at a couple of different parts.
Yeah.
Really. It's very, very good.
It's very. I'm right there with you. I'm surprised that it just across the board is that good, that well produced, and that well made. The animation alone like stands out probably more than everything else in the show for me. Where it's just, I look at it, I'm just like, remember when everyone said that Blizzard should do a full movie whenever their cinematics would come out? Riot went and made a full TV show in that very vein, and hey, it worked out, right? Like they're delivering.
I think I'm 4 episodes in for whoever was asking. I've watched 4 of the 6 that are out, I believe.
Yeah.
Somebody just asked a great question in my chat, and for those who don't know, I haven't watched TV in about a year and a half. My kid broke my TV a long time ago. I'm getting a new TV in like a month, though. I'm super excited. I'm going to watch a bunch of stuff. This being one of them.
Yeah.
Do you need to understand or know any LOL lore
to
increase experience?
None. And it's better if you actually go in blind. It's better if you know nothing of the story, because you won't be watching and saying like, oh, I bet that's X, or, oh, that's obviously Y.
That is awesome to hear.
You don't, the only thing that would improve the show would be like world knowledge. Not necessarily character knowledge, but world knowledge. So you understand a little bit of the like political backdrop somewhat. But even then, it's not, you don't have to do that. That's for like.
The show does a good job of kind of explaining the situations and everything.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
And as someone who barely knows anything about League of Legends, I want to say, I think, like, even not knowing, I think I caught some little like winks or little nods to, like, you know, in-game things.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure.
And that stuff's cool. Like Teemo popping up as like a children's book in a scene that was like roughly there for 2 seconds. That was cool to see. Just small stuff like that. But that stuff, you don't have to have that. It doesn't enhance the experience or anything like that. Or the bar being called the Lanes, which is a reference to like Riot, League of Legends.
That's actually what I was referring to.
Yeah. That type shit. Yeah.
Cool.
But it's phenomenal. If they stick the landing, if the next 3 episodes deliver, which it seems like they're going to, if the other 6 have anything to say for themselves, it will be a phenomenal start to hopefully a long League of Legends lore exploration of that whole world, which leads to an MMO. Which would be fantastic.
Or, actually, little segue here.
Yeah.
Have either of you played The Ruined King?
I have not. I got a code to it for it yesterday because it launched and was announced yesterday. Or not announced, but it was shown and then announced that day later. But I have not played it yet. It's from the Battle Chasers devs, though. And Battle Chasers was like pretty good. So seems like it should be a winner. I know Baru was playing it yesterday. And it looks like he's not playing it today. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I wonder if it's like short. And again, brew streams can be anywhere from 8 to 15 hours.
Yeah,
But
that's
I wonder.
right.
I wonder if it's like how long is it?
Let's see. How long to
He's playing it later. He's not done with it. Okay, cool.
Oh, okay. Looks like it's about 20 hours long on how long to beat from one person finishing it. So, yeah. But that does feature a bunch of heavy hitters in the League world. Misfortune.
Is that another situation where you don't necessarily need to know too much about LoL to enjoy Ruined Kings?
That I cannot answer. I do know that the characters that you play in that game are. I don't know how much backstory there is, to be honest.
Okay.
Chat would probably.
Chat's
be
saying
the
it
best. Okay.
Okay.
That's good.
Good.
Yep.
Good. I'm very interested. I love games like that. I actually really enjoy Battle Chasers.
Yeah.
In fact, I was kind of hoping for another one. Weren't they going to make more of those?
Yeah, I'm sure Riot's
Did they?
giant bag of money was like, "Hey,
Probably.
why don't
Well,
you
we
make a
were going to
game
make
for
more.
us?"
Then the bag with the dollar sign drops on their desk. Oh well, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I might check it out off stream as
Oh.
well though, because I'm curious.
I thought there was going to be
Hey, Scott, where did
more
you hear that?
like fantastical like creatures and stuff in Arcane though, because I thought that was a part of League of Legends. It might, but I
It is,
guess I'm
but
wrong.
they're focusing on the
Oh.
story of like Piltover in that
Okay,
show. Like that.
okay,
That's the thing, is that world is fucking massive and there's like so much lore to it.
Sure.
In terms of other like city states, other giant cities. There's there's a lot of things that people see in the show that think it's alluding to something else happening that they haven't discussed whatsoever. And if that's the case and that's dropped in the final act, like it'd be incredible if that drops, but who knows? They might not even like touch on it whatsoever, but it's very much a fantastical world without question. They just are not focusing on it in Arcane so far. So,
gotcha.
yeah.
Okay.
What were we going to say, Cohh? You saw something in chat?
Oh yeah, I saw someone in chat saying that it wasn't canon, which I felt was kind of weird because I thought the whole
That
point of
Ruined
this
King
was,
wasn't
like,
canon?
flesh
Really?
out the universe. But I don't. That's the thing. I asked him where he got that from, and I don't think I've seen a reply yet.
They're pretty bad about
I thought the whole
rewriting
point of
lore.
the show and the game and stuff was that they wanted to actually flesh out the world.
It is,
So
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fairly
Okay.
certain it is. They're definitely pretty fast and loose with the lore, and I think that this step forward with like Arcane and the shows or the games was to flesh out the lore and make it canon.
I like this. Somebody says Ruin King is not canon. Viego is a separate character. Then somebody goes, "It's a soft canon." Soft canon.
having
It's sort of real.
having thrown myself deep into
That's
the
what I call
lore-
my wiener. that look from Cohh was just exactly what I wanted. Thank you. Welcome back, Cohh. Welcome
Thanks,
back, buddy.
Welcome
I'm
back.
so happy to have you here.
I'm somewhat
We've
asked
missed,
to be here.
I've missed you, Cohh. So that I'm not alone in these moments.
It's good to be back.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Anyways,
I've missed
Arcane's
out.
great. If you have a Netflix subscription, and I'm not saying this because my wife works at Riot, but if you do have a Netflix subscription, you should definitely check it out.
Do you have to hashtag
So,
add everything now?
No,
Because she
Maybe.
pays for all your stuff.
possibly. Who
So,
knows?
quick question: Is the Rune King? I see. Like I'm watching. Is it turn based? Is it like a JRPG? Is that how it plays out?
It's like
Turn-based
a
RPG.
yeah, it's turn based. Did you ever
Right.
play Battle Chasers or see Battle Chasers?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Nope.
It's like a Western turn based RPG. If that makes sense.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of like what would be outside of Battle Chasers.
There
What's
are
comparable?
many indie games that you have played over the years, Zeke, that are similar.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like Slay the Spire with static abilities instead of cards. In a lot of ways.
Yeah,
Like,
same
it's just-
presentation. That's good. Yeah.
You've done this before. It's
Okay.
something I think you'd enjoy.
No, I mean looking at it, it looks like it looks like a JRPG. They're two sides. Each person takes their turn.
Yeah.
Does their thing.
The
I mean,
funniest
it looks cool. So
the funniest part about all the Arcane stuff, Zeke, and I think you're actually asking about it because you have the itch, is people want to play League of Legends games now. And I've seen so many people that are like, I downloaded League of Legends and I'm not going to play this. I'm not going to play this fucking game. They'll play like one game. They're like, why am I playing this fucking stupid ass game? And I'm the same way. I got into it before the show started, but yeah, I play like 4 or 5 hours of League every night. So that's where my brain's
picturing. This is what I picture. Like I picture like me as a kid, like me as a little fat chubby kid, like, and I'm trying to like get over this fence.
Yeah.
And the fence it has like LOL, like League of Legends, like labeled on it, and it shows like these other two little kids. One with a shirt that says Arcane and one with a shirt that says Ruined King, like trying to shove me the fuck over that fence.
Yeah. I will say TFT, their card game, is PvE focused, and it's the potentially better alternative for people that don't want to get into like a MOBA, essentially. That's where a lot of the like Arcane folk are jumping into rather than straight up League. So. Yeah.
And Teamfight Tactics is what like auto chess beats.
It's auto chess, yeah. And that's also
I love auto chess.
Yeah. To be honest, Teamfight Tactics I think is the best auto chess copy whatever formulaic game. They've updated a lot and pushed a lot of updates or pushed a lot of content towards that game where others just kind of got left behind. So it seems like it's the best version of that.
And I'm guessing Teamfight Tactics is one of those games you have to get like the LOL launcher to play it.
Yes. Yeah. It's in the same launcher of League, of their mobile.
Ruined King, you don't have to.
Nope. That's on Steam and Switch and all the other platforms. Yeah. So anyways, we'll have to talk when they wrap up Arcane season 1 and maybe even when Cohh watches it, but that might be months from now, whenever he gets the TV set up. So
sometime in December. Yay, TV again.
Oh, in December. Okay. Yeah. Then maybe we'll do an Arcane conversation when, once you watch it. Let's talk Halo for a bit. That game launched on Monday. I can't believe they launched that game. When I was watching the thing in the video that I recorded, I was like, they're not going to launch it. There's no way. Like they can't. And then they launched it and it was wild. And Halo Infinite's multiplayer is available now, which is a weird thing to say because it's a free game and it's a fantastic game that they could very easily charge money for, but it's all just free. It's wild to me to say that as someone who's played every single Halo, but it's very good. Cohh, I know you went through all of the Halos recently, which was hilarious because I think you finished all of them like a day prior or 2 days prior to that launching on multiplayer. So
all but Halo Wars 1 and 2.
Yeah. So I guess first off, how was
Phil called and he told me that I should probably wrap it up by then. So
okay, there you go. How was your Halo experience? I'm glad that you finally played it, so we can have a conversation apart from you just saying like, I've never played it.
Dude, Halo is awesome. The only game I played before was Reach, and I played it in co-op with my wife actually years and years ago. I think about the time it came out. I didn't really understand the context of much of anything when I played it. I remember the ending, but that was about it. But no, I have played through Halo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ODST, and Reach in the last 2 weeks. And honestly, they are just great. I have to say that I'm actually pretty happy that my first experience with 1 and 2 was with the new cutscenes because they are awesome.
They are phenomenal.
They are awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean 1 and 2 was fantastic. And I really enjoyed 3 too. And 4 was definitely entertaining. I was pretty happy with 4 as well. 5, I like 5.
Why don't you say what you said about 5 to me yesterday when we started Halo? I think that's a fun discussion point.
I'm gonna say it. Okay, here we go. Get ready, chat.
Zeke, you should listen to this as well.
I'm listening. I'm ready.
In many ways, Halo 5 has similarities to me to Last of Us 2. And the reason I say this is because Last of Us 2, in my opinion, was a decent to good game that I feel like most people had problems with because they vehemently disagreed with the story and what the developers did with it. And I feel that in a lot of ways with 5. where I feel like Halo 5, I had a great time playing Halo 5. I'm a sci-fi guy, so I love the sci-fi direction they're going with it. But I completely understand why many people feel like 343 took Halo and just took it a direction that they simply didn't want that stuff to go. And I know it's weird. I'm kind of trying hard not to spoil it, but I think a lot of people may play Halo for the first time as we get closer to Infinite. So I don't really want to talk too much about it. But needless to say, there were a lot of decisions in Halo 5 that I feel like I completely understand now why people were kind of trashing it in a lot of ways before I played it. Um, I personally have some ideas and these are a relatively copium, but I do have some personal ideas um, that I think could make it really interesting and actually kind of cool. Especially if they were to if then I think it's really ballsy that 343, if my ideas are right on this, went this direction the way they did, because that means that they were waiting years for like big reveals that could have drastically impacted if people liked or didn't like the game. And actually, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna spoiler hand this. I'm gonna
Uh-oh.
spoiler hand this.
Uh-oh.
All right, we're doing this. Spoiler
Uh-oh.
hands up.
Spoiler
Spoiler hands
alert.
up. Okay, here's the deal. I think a lot of people really didn't like Halo 5 because they took Cortana this really crazy direction with it. And Cortana's like
did.
a main character. She's like the girl you want to love. But she's like been there the
It's
whole
like the
time.
peanut
She's
butter
Master
to
Chief.
Master Chief's jelly.
Absolutely. And they took Cortana this really strange direction where she became like this global overlord. I know better than you. And a lot of people are like, dude, that's not my Cortana. And here's the thing. My copium, I don't think it is the real Cortana. I think what happened is that when all this shit happened, she was splitting apart at the end of 4. I think one of her divergents got ascended. And what I'm kind of hoping is that in Infinite, we find the real Cortana as Master Chief.
We're gonna
And
find
she's like,
something.
Chief, you got to help me beat myself. And then it becomes this adventure of like their relationship growing back together and, going after the rogue Cortana. And it's like this big, awesome experience. Like that's my copium. I'm hoping that we're going to be like with the good Cortana, like going after the corrupted Cortana. And I
Yeah.
think that could be awesome. But here's the thing. I think that's really copium. I think that there's a very good chance that they're going to go the route of she was corrupted when she became whatever she is now after absorbing with alien tech. Like they may be turning her into the big bad, which I think a lot of people are going to hate.
I don't.
And
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I'd be
I don't
surprised
know.
if she became the big bad. I do think because of the backlash for Halo 5, I think we will get Cortana back at some point in Infinite. Like
Maybe we
the
can
actual
de-res her or
Cortana.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like split her away from that. And yeah, I really hope they go that direction with it, because I think that it was kind of a big experiment if you think about 5, because they decentralized the Master Chief narrative. They made it much more about the Spartans and humanity than about Master Chief. And it's kind of weird because the entire franchise started and grew from Master Chief being the dude.
Yeah.
So to have him be like a like part of a band and not even be the lead singer in 5 is a little strange. Like the fact that you could legit just not even play him if you didn't want to. You just didn't have to play Master Chief for a Halo game. That's weird. That's weird because the game, like Master Chief, is like he's like the star of the show.
Right.
So it looks like and here's the thing. I need to go back and watch the Infinite stuff, because going from where I was pre-franchise playthrough to now, I'm sure I'm going to watch the Halo Infinite, because I haven't watched it again. I'm sure I'm going to watch the trailer with a completely different set of eyes.
Have you played Halo Wars 2 yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
That's on the list. I'm hoping to actually do it this weekend. I'm halfway through Halo Wars 1 right now.
Yeah, you should wait to watch it
Fun in co-op.
till you finish.
Okay,
it.
so wait until after 2. Okay,
Yeah.
I will absolutely do that.
Because the Banished in Halo Wars 2 it's directly the story leading into Infinite.
Okay, for sure. Hey, but anyway, spoiler can come down.
Okay.
That's my hope, my opinion. But again, and going back to what I said at the beginning, I still enjoyed 5. I had a good time in 5. I thought it was okay. I am confident that even if I may not love where the story goes, I'm confident I will have fun in Infinite, even if it's not like the journey I was expecting to take.
Have you seen?
I think 343 did a fine job making a fun game. So
you seen the
I'm
gameplay from
relatively-
Infinite?
Barely. Again, I because I was so disassociated with the whole franchise, I didn't really like pay attention to a lot of that stuff.
Do you
Like,
care
it
if I
was
tell you
there.
what it is?
No, go ahead.
It's like Far Cry Halo.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like open world Halo
really.
with like outposts and stuff that you go and like attack Halo. It looks very fun, but it's very much a departure from like the linear Halo story campaign that you've been playing. It
Really?
looks very interesting. Yeah. They put out a pretty decent like 15, 20-minute chunk of gameplay. There's a skill tree that you spend points on and unlock different things for. It looks
Is it like Far Cry or is it like Exodus?
like what?
Is it like Far Cry or is it like Metro Exodus?
I didn't play.
We're talking about like, but yeah, and maybe they don't divulge that. Like I could totally see it working in like a semi-open world Exodus format where you like have little areas to kind of do how you want. But like, is it like actually open world?
I don't think
Halo?
it's as big as like a Far Cry open world, but it's definitely like, hey, here's some outposts. If you want to go take those out, you can. Type thing.
You don't have to.
I don't know. I've only seen the video. I would think that you would have to in order to advance the story, but yeah.
Interesting.
It is a different game. It's a different Halo for sure. You should watch that 20-minute footage once you finish Halo Wars 2. Yeah.
Cool.
It looks different. So,
but to cap this off, to put a little cornerstone on this, I will say I love the Halo franchise. I am incredibly excited to see what they're going to do with Infinite, and I am 100% on board. To go back to what we talked about a little before, dude, Halo Infinite multiplayer is fantastic.
It's really good.
Like I've said many times, I almost feel bad for the Battlefield devs where they had this like crazy big project. It drops. There's design issues. There's technical issues. There's bugs. There's all these problems, and it had been coming for months. And then we have the Halo devs walk in and they're like, boom, here you go. Like nearly no lag, handles fine under load, free to play, and there's no pay to win elements. Everything works as it should. Like it runs beautifully. Like my lord, man. Like they really just knocked it out of the park. It's wild. I mean, I played it all day yesterday morning, all day this morning, and I'm playing it all day tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
I was only going to do 2 days, but at the end of this morning, I was like, I want to play more. I'm sorry.
It could not have launched at a better time because I think, you really have to extenuate or focus in on the fact like Battlefield 2042's, I wouldn't say failure, but its current state really makes you appreciate how like polished Halo is. It's like night and day when you look at the two games. Granted, Halo's pulling off 8v8 and 12v12 and Battlefield's pulling off 64 versus 64. So, they're putting a little bit more people in those maps and you can make excuses all you want to. But it really highlights how polished Halo feels from top to bottom. Not to say that's perfect. I think, there's still some things that they need to go and change. The rank up system when you get XP and all that stuff needs to be taken a look at. It's a little bit slow right now.
100%.
Some of there are just issues with like ranked matchmaking. People want to be able to not have to play certain game modes. And that's a little bit different from a Halo multiplayer of like
little wonkiness with melee. I'm going to say it. I think it's there. I admit that I'm a bad player, but I think there's a little bit of wonkiness with melee. The tiniest bit.
I bitch constantly about the melee as well. And I know it's because I'm a bad player, but it definitely feels different.
Yep. Okay. Thank you.
There's less magnetism to it.
I'm not saying I'm not awful, chat. I agree with you. I'm just saying, here's the thing. There's one thing to know you're awful, which I am, but there's another thing to feel inconsistent.
Yes.
And that's the thing. There are times when I will be running behind somebody at a certain distance and I will melee and I will boom right hit him in the back and it's great. And there are other times when I feel like I'm even closer and I'll melee and just whiff.
Yeah.
And it's like maybe it's the slightest bit of desync. Maybe I'm just getting old.
The lunge range is shorter than every other Halo. And you now have a smaller extent than what I have of 50, 60 hours of Halo lunges being longer. I have like thousands of hours where it's like, oh, I can lunge. Oh, I'm dead. Fuck.
Wait, I can say this now. And this is coming from a Platinum 4.
There you
friends.
go. There you go. High rank.
Yeah.
High ranking Halo Infinite player. Yeah,
first Halo ever, boys and girls.
It feels a little strange.
Let's go. One-on-one me.
There you go. Definitely feels a little off. I will agree with that statement.
Sometimes. Other times it's fine. Other times it's crisp. I've got entire rounds where everything's felt right and it's been butter. You see that gameplay right there? Top tier. Yeah. But yeah, so it's it's just weird. Just every so often I feel like maybe there's maybe what I see is not what the game sees. you know, like that kind of feel where it's just like just a little bit off. Because I mean, again, the melee, and this is speaking highly of the game, the melee system is so tight that it like you're talking about like fractions of what feels like an inch in terms of working or not working. So you know, it's really hard to tell. If I will say this, it doesn't feel like there's any other lag. I don't think I've ever seen somebody skits around.
No.
I've never shot at someone and been like, they're not there. I don't know what kind of net code these guys use. It seems to be freaking on point. Like, my lord, the range game and stuff is great. It's very impressive. Especially for, I'm sure, how many people are playing it as a free-to-play Halo game on day 3 or 4, whatever it is.
Yeah, I think day one, the numbers that I saw was like 280,000 on Steam, which is a lot for sure. I know that when it launched on Monday, like when they announced that it was coming out, I had to swap like download servers on Steam because they were crumbling under the weight of everyone trying to download it. And I have never seen that before on Steam before. I've never had to swap to like the Tokyo server so that I could download faster. And then when I said that on stream, that started to tank and I had to go to like Venezuela and hide from what server I was downloading. I've never experienced that before. It was wild. It was also cool as a Halo fan. I said this yesterday or maybe the day prior when I was playing. It's so fucking cool to me as a Halo fan for people to be enjoying Halo in 2021. Like, I thought that series was done. I thought we would never be excited about Halo again. And like most of the general population of the video gaming world is like, yeah, I want to play some fucking Halo. And that's really cool.
And it's fun. It's good. Like it not only is Halo back, but it's like relatively top tier in terms of its offerings right now. Like it's a super, super solid, great way to spend time, which is awesome. Yeah. I wish I could say this. It pains me that I can't say the same about Battlefield right now. As somebody who was, and still, I mean, I still enjoy Battlefield. It's just, it's hard to kind of like qualify to myself. I could spend time playing Battlefield with like the bugs and issues and stuff, or I could just play this like really cool, tight, well-running other game. Yeah, I kind of wish I waited a little longer so I could have enjoyed Battlefield a bit more.
Yeah, I mean, that being said, they are so different of an FPS experience for me that like. I told you this yesterday. I have jumped in and played a couple games of Battlefield off stream at night just because it's like I want that type of experience. And I don't want to get upset in an arena shooter. I want to be able to, throw a proximity nade and Battlefield and spot 100 people and, have an absurd tank fly by while a helicopter spins and bugs out and, just Battlefield bullshit moments that are always fun to behold. But they're different experiences for sure. I think at the end of the day, Halo probably will affect Call of Duty more than it will Battlefield from like a numbers perspective, just because they're much closer related in terms of gameplay type. But we'll have to really see what that is months from now.
I can't wait for Battlefield to get fixed up. Like there's a lot of really good game in there. It just, like we were saying earlier, it needs some more cook time. Like Battlefield could have been pushed back another few months, and I think it would have been fine for the project.
Yeah.
In terms of making it better, not PR.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think it just needs a little bit more time. The fact that it rushed out with the XP bot farming is, I think, a really good indicator that they just rushed it. They just got it out as fast as they could. They weren't ready. They didn't do enough testing, and yeah, that was messy.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
We'll see.
We will. But it's a good time to, if you like FPSs, you got a lot of choices right now. Halo Infinite's free, so that's a pretty easy check to see if you want to play it. Is Battlefield has a 10-hour? Is that free for their like 10?
I want to say it's on EA Play.
Okay, and if you have Game Pass, you have EA Play. Is that the process?
That'd help us out with this.
I think that's the process. If you have Game Pass, you have access to EA Play, which gives you a 10-hour demo of Battlefield.
Yeah, if you don't have any stake in anything, I think you cannot play it. You have to have something somewhere, essentially. Okay. You have to be paying someone something.
Yeah.
I don't think it's completely free.
Cool. Okay. Well, that's that. I'm sure we'll be talking about Halo and whatnot more because they still got a campaign to ship at the start of December. So
now you have someone on the show to talk to about it.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's fantastic. Oh God, I typed Ezekiel _II doesn't exist. No one owns that account. You know?
Nope.
No one owns that account.
That's
No one owns it
how I
now.
became the third. I consumed
The second.
Ezekiel's the first and second, and gained their power. And Ezekiel the fourth, if you're out there, I'm ready. You better be too.
Uh-oh. Is this like a Highlander thing where you get more?
Yeah, I was gonna say we
powerful?
need a Highlander thing right now. A bolt of lightning.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I am immortal. I haven't inside me blood of kings.
I haven't seen that movie in forever. Jesus Christ. I know you finished Guardians, and we kind of talked about that briefly, at least your thoughts on it when we were doing the Game of the Year stuff. Super big, huge fan, and you can't watch them because the VODs are gone forever from the internet. So,
best bet is if we can get like maybe a highlight video, like that like I'm muted or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
but yeah, it was kind of cool, honestly, to have like a little special game that you had to be there. To enjoy it, check it out, and all that kind of stuff. It felt like the people who were there, like it felt like they were getting something special.
Yeah.
And I won't do it a lot, but it was kind of cool to have that. Once in a while.
Definitely an experience. You also played Gothoes, which I know you were very excited about, and I'm
Gothoes.
Yeah. I almost went. I would have gone with that had I not heard you say the name when I was watching you play Guardians. But yeah, let's talk about some Gothos here, some Gothoes.
Yeah.
What's going on in this vampire game?
Okay, Gothoes is a game, an FMV game, dealing with you play as a vampire.
Okay.
It's a lot of point and click FMV, and it is just as bad as you would expect. It is horrible writing, horrible acting. Sometimes the lines don't make sense. Sometimes, and it's terribly 90s at times when like they'll answer something with like a yeah, right, like that kind of 90s shit, like lingo. Oh, it's bad. Like one of the first NPCs you meet, like you meet one right away, but then the one directly after is a prostitute, and you talk to her.
Is this the prostitute?
Yes. Very.
Okay. I had to ask.
Specific prostitution, like vampires like this kind of prostitution for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
In this universe,
it's holy.
But okay, you see the face at the bottom right. You get a choice of 4 avatars. And how you, like, I'm showing you right now, actually, how you decide how to answer these people, or the people you talk to. There's 5 different attitudes you can pick. You can pick like super happy, mildly happy, neutral, mildly upset, or very upset. Basically, it's positive and negative, like super positive to super negative responses. And this is. And oh god, I'm so glad you're on this character too, because this character was fucking hilarious because he sounded like he was doing an impression of a New York rabbi, and he's a fucking Catholic priest. So he was like, "Oi, you came over here. There's so many vampires around." Like, and it was like, what in the fuck is happening here? It was fucking funny, but. That's what this game is. It's a laugh at it kind of a game. It's somebody, whoever had like the most money behind the project was like, hey, I got my community theater friends. They're totally willing to come on. They'll work for peanuts. And boy, did they. Like, it's terrible. Like, the writing is terrible. The story is terrible. The basic gist of it is that you have to find these 4 scrolls, these ancient scrolls written in Egyptian hieroglyphics, and it will bring back the deceiver, is what he's called.
Okay.
Basically, like the devil or something like that, some sort of big evil character. Suffice to say, I didn't finish the game, and I'll tell you why in just a second. So you get all these scrolls together, and then you have to bring them to a archaeologist, scientist person to translate them for you. Which I obviously didn't get to because I didn't finish it, but that's the basic premise of the story. Is you walk around, you talk to people, try and find out where these scrolls are hidden. And sometimes like it's arbitrary. Like you'll go to a dead end alleyway and you'll be like, oh shit, there's nothing here. And then like just wandering around again, you'll go back to this alleyway and now there's someone there for reasons. And then like the person dies or you kill them or whatever. And they have one of these ancient scrolls on their body. And you're just like, how the fuck am I supposed to know that? I guess there might be clues somewhere in the game that I didn't see, but I just arbitrarily came back to
a random person in an alley has one of the ancient
just a random
scrolls.
vampire.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
As it should.
The biggest reason why I didn't finish this game, and the biggest detriment to anybody trying to play this game, two things. One, you can't get it anywhere. Like I couldn't find it on anything that I could purchase. I had to get the hard copy. Like I had to get the 3 discs, and it's sort of semi-rare, so it was like $40-something to get this game. But yeah, I got 3 discs. Oh shit, 3 discs.
Not anymore.
3 discs now.
Not anymore. Now it's broken. 3 discs, and this actually, if you get it without this, God be with you, because it's barely helpful, but you kind of need it.
Oh, it's a map.
That's the map.
Oh God. You should upload that somewhere so that people have it.
Here's the thing with this game. Each one of these squares, like it sort of like you can sort of tell where you are. Sometimes it fucks up, but more than that, you can kind of say, okay, I'm near this spot. Each one of those squares has one picture facing one direction. So, if you are trying to head north and you're going north, right? Suddenly the compass on the right hand side of the game.
Yeah.
It'll change from north being up to north being to the left or to the right, because the picture that they took faces east. You know what I'm saying?
So
a lot of times you find yourself like, okay, I want to go north, but your character's backing up, like backing into north, because north will be at the bottom of the compass. So like, I want to go north. It's just set up like it's set up terribly. But it's because of budgetary things. Like, what are they gonna go to a spot and take a picture of 4 directions for every fucking spot on the map? Are you crazy? Yes. And you end up kind of being glad that they didn't, because you just get more and more lost, and they just have a bunch of arbitrary pictures that you can't that don't go anywhere. But that aside, the hardest thing for this game is that it's on 3 discs. Now, normally, what does a game that's on multiple discs mean? It means you progress through the game, and then you switch discs, right? No. Not in this case. Each part of the map is a different disc.
Oh, you have to constantly swap?
This section is like disc 1. This section is like disc 3. This section is like disc 2.
Jeez.
Constantly switching discs.
That's a game ender.
Yep. You're like, hey, I want to go from Gareth's house to the museum. That's a disc. That's 1 disc switch. Okay, but I want to go from the Black Cat Cafe to the docks. That's a double disc switch, buddy. You got to go through disc 2 to get to disc 1 when you're on disc 3 right now. Yeah. It was rough. It was rough. And there are obvious, tech ways around that.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure you could get, make an ISO or get one or whatever.
Yeah.
But I played it the way it originally was, and boy, was it fucking awful. And this, you come up encounters like this, they do okay, we only got time to do 1 take of this, so I hope you got your fucking lines memorized. And it's just yeah, you walked down the wrong alley, pal. Yeah, you did. All right, we're gonna have to beat you up. And I'm not even exaggerating on how bad it is. It is fucking terrible. But look at my face. Yeah, see that?
You're enjoying it.
I can't even fathom it. How bad this was. But
why? Hold on. Why is the avatar of the vampire a sexy vampire at the bottom? What's going on with that? Is that you?
That's my reaction. That's how you talk to people. You use a slider, the 5 attitudes that I talked about.
Are you playing a female vampire?
You can play. There's 4 avatars to pick from.
Oh.
2 male, 2 female.
Okay.
But Oh, and it's voiced if you want it to be. And your voice, the voice of the female vampire, does not match either of the pictures. She sounds like a 48-year-old receptionist.
So like the Ghostbusters receptionist, I hope.
A little bit. Like, no, actually, the funny thing is, there is someone who in the game that you meet that tries to do like a Janine from Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see you there. What do you want? Like, it's fucking awful. And it's so community theater. It is astounding. Like, I know these people. I was around these people for many years of my life. Like, so I think my character has an accent. Like, no, your character does not have an accent. Like, I'm going to give it an accent anyway. I can't argue with you. You're the only person here to do this. So go ahead. All right, we're going to do this. Like, oh my fucking God. He did the accent. He did. Fuck. But yeah, so like you can tell like I'm pretty good at doing New York. And then the priest was like, "Oh yeah, I got this great accent I can do." It's like the opposite accent of what you want for a Catholic priest is the rabbi voice. Like Jesus Christ, literally.
Wait, did they fire the gun just then?
Is that blood?
Yeah, hold on. What's happening here?
No, they shot me, but I'm a vampire. Look at him. Oh, what are you doing?
It looks like they just
Does this mean they're shooting you in the face?
And then the action is, see that my cursor's on the mouth? That's me. I'm gonna eat him. Now keep watching.
Oh
my God.
Boom. And his buddy in the background.
It's like
he's not having
like a viper.
He's out.
Hey, now he's dead.
And now he's on the ground.
Yeah, you're a vampire viper.
And then I fucking rob him.
What is this? The time of the day?
Oh my God.
No, it's a coin. It's a quarter, I think.
Oh.
I got a smartwatch. I took his
What
watch.
is
What is that monstrosity?
The watch. Took a 10 credit bill off of him too. Oh, and if you ever play this game, save the 10 credits for the hooker. Because I couldn't get the hooker to go home with me because I used the 10 credits to get into the museum like an idiot.
I get it.
Yeah, that's Gothoes. My review.
Oh, man.
Don't fucking waste your time or your money unless you're going to play it in front of an audience and you know what you're getting into.
I love that. That's a hell of a time right there.
It was fun. But I'm not going to go back and finish it unless I get a wild hair and a walkthrough.
Yeah.
But it was so changing disc though. That was so fucking frustrating. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, the first hour and a half of the stream was me re-downloading, installing, and getting to work a virtual machine, the virtual Windows XP.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. So I had to get that working, and that took a little bit of time, but we got there.
Well, there you go. We got about 10 minutes. Cohh, we played Lost Ark. I think we both have similar feelings on that. I hope we have time to play it whenever it comes out, because it seems like it's going to be a lot of game to play, and it was generally fine.
Yeah. I didn't get to the end game, but I'm super interested to see like a bajillion things you can do when you get to it.
Yeah.
Got to the little fortress building part. Looks like there's a lot of variety there.
Oh, I didn't see that. I saw I tuned into Mods, who is a PoE streamer who's playing it. It's very knowledgeable about the game. He was on a boat and he was like sailing around from island to island and like doing, I don't know. That game seems massive. It seems like there's so much happening in that game. So I hope whenever it launches, two things. One, I hope that somehow Amazon doesn't fuck that up as bad as they fucked up New World. And two, I hope that it launches around a time when there's no other games so that I can actually enjoy it.
I will say right now it says that they're releasing on March 31st, but a lot of people feel that's a placeholder.
Yeah.
And this last beta felt pretty good. Like, I don't know what else they need to do. So I'm a little concerned that they're going to they got everyone kind of chomping at the bit for it. And now they want us to wait like months and months. So
yeah,
I don't know if they're going to move that up or have another beta. I'm not sure what their plans are, but it seems a little weird if they're actually going to stick to that March 31st date.
Well, hey, maybe Microsoft has started a new trend with releasing games early rather than delaying them. And maybe we'll see it.
It worked for New World. Oh,
it's true. That's true. Yeah. Zeke, I know you've been.
I played Elden Ring. I did the Elden Ring test server.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, let's wrap up with.
I know you did that, JP. But
5 minutes of Elden Ring. Yeah, you guys both played it because me and Maximilian Dude talked about it at length last week on our episode. But you guys both played it over the weekend. Pretty good, huh? Pretty good game there. That Elden Ring seems like it's shaping up to be a great adventure.
The thing I really liked about it is that it was like, you know, they know their fan base. Like, okay, here's the area where we're gonna teach you stuff. We're gonna show you shit on the ground. Like, this is how you do this. This is how you block. This is how you roll. Blah blah blah. All right, here's a boss that's gonna kill you many times in a row. Go for it, pal. And I was like, oh, nice. Oh, this guy sucks. Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna get back. All right, I'm gonna do it again. All right, God. I was like, finally, like after I don't know how many times I died. Like I probably died like 8 or 9 times.
On Horse Guy?
Horse Guy, yeah.
Okay, I just fucking skipped him until later. I came back. He's too difficult.
Oh,
man.
I did not. I sat there and well, the thing is, I did the Faith build or whatever that one is called.
Yeah.
It's the one with the big wooden wheel around their neck or whatever.
Right.
And they have a starting spell called the claw, whatever the claw. And it's really powerful. Like right out the gate, beginning levels, it's pretty powerful. So I actually found a good you know how like when they write on soapstone or whatever, it says like this spot, meaning like you can stand here and you won't get burned by the dragon's fire. Like I found this spot for that guy. Like I stood there and I was like, oh fuck, he can't even get me. Ha! Ha! I was like clawed his fucking eyes out. I'm like,
was that in the blacksmith area?
No, it was actually pretty close to where I was. You have to have him set up exactly. Like trying to set it up again would be a nightmare.
Oh,
but he came around to this one side and he was just like a hair away from like stabbing me, but he kept trying because the computer was like, I bet I can get it. And I'm like, no, you can't. But yeah, so I you know, I kind of cheesed him a little bit, but there was a couple of times before that I got him down to like 10%. I just fucking died.
Yeah, I fought him once.
That was fun.
Died miserably, and then was just like, I'm gonna avoid this guy. I'll come back.
Yeah.
And I did that.
Oh, it's probably a good choice.
Yeah.
I sat there and died. Like
you grinded it out. The game literally says this is how you sneak. And then people just went into streamer mode. They're like, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker right. I'm killing him right now. I gotta fight this guy.
I have no idea how many times I died. I'm sure it was a very large amount. I think it probably was close to 20.
Okay.
I'd have to actually, and I really don't know. But all I gotta say is, man, like Elden Ring is everything I wanted from a Dark Souls 4 and more. That's what I feel like it is. I feel like they could have done Dark Souls, but after playing Elden Ring, I feel like it would have limited their scope, and they wanted to go bigger. That's what I feel Elden Ring is. It's like it's got like it's weird. It's weird to see people try to argue it's not a Dark Souls game. Like
really?
I feel
they're doing
because
that?
the thing is like I had a lot of like I would say like, oh man, this feels like a great Dark Souls 4, and people would be like, no, Elden Ring is something different, and it's like not really. But that's not but the problem is I always have to follow it up with, but that's not a bad thing. Like it's great that it feels like Dark Souls 4 because this is From Software in their element. Like this is what they do. This is awesome. Like, and they're taking that formula and they're building off it into something like open world with new mechanics and crafting and like, you know, every 5 feet there's something cool to do or look at or see and like I'm totally here for it and it's great. But you know, I was kind of worried from watching the game. Go ahead.
It feels kind of like a Dark Souls with a mod on it. Like you're playing Dark Souls, but it has the gathering mod or the crafting mod.
It just felt like Dark Souls.
Maybe it had like 12 high quality mods on it. Like there's a lot. There's a lot more to it. Like I feel like, especially like with the new weapon ability system and the big thing about it is the open world feel. Like in Dark Souls, you always feel, even when Dark Souls opens up, quote unquote, you know, where you can kind of go down, you always feel like you're going down paths.
Yeah.
You always feel like you're not going wherever you want. You're just choosing which path to go down. Even though some of those paths loop around and change and stuff, you're always kind of moving down or up a path. And that is what spins completely on its head in Elden Ring, where you are now in a sandbox. Like, yeah, sure, if you get at a bonfire, there's like a magic light that shows you where you could go if you want to progress. But at the same time, you can just spin in a circle, pick a direction, and go. And you will run into things. Like in Elden Ring, it feels much more like it's going to be your own story in terms of where you go first, what you find first, how you choose to tackle those encounters. Oh, I had this ability before I did this. Like a perfect example is what you just said about the boss. Like, yeah, I just skipped him.
Yeah.
You know, and I went and did something else and came back. Like, I feel like that is so much more prevalent in Elden Ring than Dark Souls, and I think it's going to make it special. I think that's going to really make it special.
We had when we had Max on, he brought up a great point that I didn't even really consider, and it kind of fits into the conversation of like making Dark Souls accessible for all types of players in the sense of like a difficulty scale. Your color just went crazy. In terms of a difficulty
Turning it off so
scale.
don't stop going gray.
All
right, there
gotcha.
we go. Okay, cool. There we go.
Because like if you have an issue with a boss, you can just fuck off and go somewhere else and get a shit ton of levels and come back and kind of over level a lot of the bosses. And I think that happens to an extent in like other Dark Souls, but in this one, it really happens very easily. And I did it a lot.
It happened. Okay. So at the end of my Elden Ring encounter, I get to a point with early access anything where I'm like, okay, I played enough of this. I want to save everything else for when the game's out. And I got to that point in Elden Ring relatively early. I was like, this is awesome. I want to save the rest of it. This is great. And it was to that boss that has the cane. That's like, like you're going up the hill, like that dude.
First boss,
first real boss. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I fought that boss probably 20 times. And I would go up with my big two-handed sword and I would sit there like, and it would take off like, like the tiniest little slivers. And, you know, I would get, I don't even think I got him to the third phase. The mythical third phase that may or may not exist. But I definitely got into the hammer phase, that second phase, numerous times.
Yeah.
And I didn't even beat him because I had to go before I was done. I was like, okay, this is great. This is amazing. Like, I loved the fight. I loved it, the whole experience. But yeah, nothing needs to change. I'm not saying it's too hard. I'm done. So then the next day, or I think the last or second to last plaything, Max was streaming it in the morning. I drop in and Max was seeing how fast he could beat things. He'd already beaten it a bunch of times, but he wanted to see how fast he could beat it. And he went in there with like the sword I hadn't seen that he could cast a buff on. And he walks in there and casts a buff on his sword, walks up to the dude, hits it like 3 times. And each one of those hits was hitting for more than my full combos.
Yeah.
Like he was just chunking the boss's life off.
That was probably like, the lightning
holy
ice
shit.
katana
yeah, like,
thing. Yeah.
The difference in terms of, and that was with a character that I think he had done pretty much everything else there was to do in the test, and then he ended on that boss. The difference in overall raw power was astounding. Like faster, harder, more status effects. Like it really goes to show you that this game is going to be one of those games that's going to probably really reward people that explore and really reward people that want to kind of like just absorb everything.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, and the other thing that I really like that you mentioned, like he did that with the Ashore or whatever, or whatever buff he had. There was a lot of times I ended up like totally like surprisingly surviving certain fights and certain like ambushes and shit because of the summons. Like I had those wolves were on my ass all the time, and that's how I beat this staff guy. It's like I had the wolves and he was distracting them, and I was just like fucking clawing like like the wolves were jumping. They weren't doing anything, like almost any damage. But like they were definitely distracting that motherfucker, and I love that there's so many different ways to go about making shit like more doable for you.
Yeah, can't agree more. It looks to be awesome. So I'm very much excited for that and can't wait to play more Elden Ring when it launches next year.
I had a question. 100%. Did you guys see the air thing on the beach or whatever?
You mean the thing that circled around or the air thing that you can jump into? What do you mean?
That you jump into, yeah.
Yeah.
I jumped in and there was nothing on the other side. Like when I looked around, I was like, I felt very disappointed.
Wait, which one do you mean? Do you mean
there was one like off of a cliff on a beach?
I think I explored all of that. I think I saw everything in the game, and I don't recall that. Was that near the swamp?
No, it's near the starting area.
That swamp thing was awesome.
You mean the swamp thing?
Dude, I walked into the swamp and I'm literally on stream going, You know, the one thing I'm looking out into the swamp expanse, and I'm like, the one thing I'm a little bit worried about is like if you get to an area and it just doesn't feel special enough, like there's not really a centerpiece. And then I'm looking, hey, what's that? And it like sort
Yeah.
of.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
That was what is it? An awesome gaming moment. What is the catchphrase?
That, I
Epic
think that's
gaming
it.
moment.
Yeah. Epic
Yeah.
gaming.
Oh my lord, dude. That was chilling. I was just like, this is awesome.
It was a great moment. It's fucking
Yeah.
sick when that happens for sure.
Oh, people were telling me that
Mm.
that column of air was like a horse jump to an island or something.
Oh, weird. Maybe I didn't see everything. I spent
Uh-huh.
like 15, 20 hours with it. So maybe I thought I saw everything, but I don't recall seeing that on a beach. But whatever. I'm sure when that
I'm
game
sure
comes
there are
out.
things that nobody found. Like there were
Totally.
so many little things in that network test. The talking tree thing, you guys saw him, right?
Yeah.
Like like all that. Like I'm sure there's so many things that weren't found in that network test.
Yeah.
It's gonna be cool to see how much hidden stuff gets by everybody.
Yeah, that the conversation around that game at launch will be fantastic because it will be, have you seen X? No. Did you see Y? What about Z? Hell, I didn't even know that existed. type situation. It's going to be fantastic. But
Oh, the real question, Cohh, did you find any secret paths, like secret walls?
No,
I never
Which
found
was-
a secret wall as well.
Yeah.
I don't think
which
they
was
were
super
in there.
misleading because I got to one area where people kept on putting down like the secret wall here
Oh
things.
yeah,
and I
those
was,
assholes. Yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
all right, we got to get
Sure,
out of here.
I'm sure they exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do. I mean, they were in the trailer for the game, so they're 100% in there.
Well, there you go. Okay.
Yeah. They will exist for sure. Let's do some shout outs and wrap up this episode of Yield Drop Frames. We'll be back next week with another show. But before we go, Zeke, what are you doing? What do you got going on? Where can people check you out? On your fantastic new shutout card. Look at that. Oh my God.
Hey, it's beautiful.
No longer the star of
Hell
Men's
yeah. Yeah, thank you guys for being here. Everybody for watching. Thank you. Cohh, hey, welcome back, buddy. It's good to have you, man. It felt like old times again. And JP, brief nod.
Yep. Brief now.
Thanks, Mike.
My name is Ezekiel the Third. You can find me at or / Ezekiel_III on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Ezekiel the Third, all spelled out on TikTok and Instagram. If you want to watch this little 1-minute snippet highlight stuff from my channel. I won't be streaming after this today. I've got a friend in town. We're gonna hang out. But I will be on tomorrow. I'm not sure exactly what I'm doing tomorrow, but we talked about maybe doing Loop Hero since I hadn't given it a like. I fired it up on my own time for about a half an hour and then I had to do something and never fired it up again. So maybe Loop Hero. Maybe my buddy wants to come and stream with me tomorrow and we'll talk about his fucking weird ass adventures in real life. But yeah, so but I'll be on at 10 a.m. Pacific tomorrow. For the foreseeable future, I guess. Thank you for watching.
Okay. Cohh, what do you got going on?
Sure. Hi, I'm Cohh. You haven't seen me for a while. It's good to see all of you, and I'm very happy to be back. You're going to see over the next few days Halo Infinite. Probably going to finish up Halo Wars 1, do Halo Wars 2, get all set up for Halo Infinite single player, and we're going to, as we do more multiplayer, maybe some more Battlefield, definitely some more Final Fantasy. In fact, we're going to be returning tonight around 4 p.m. 7 p.m. for more Final Fantasy as we work through Stormblood. And yeah, very much hope to see you guys in the channel. We got a lot of fun stuff coming up, and as always, thank you guys for watching, and see you next week. Feels good to say that.
Some stuff. Yeah. Welcome back to the show. We'll be back next week with another Drop Frames. Maybe we'll have a guest. Maybe we won't. I guess game releases are kind of on hold for a week or two.
It's next one is December.
Yeah.
December 3rd is Endwalker, and then Halo. We were talking about this. We'll have to make a list or something, but there's not a huge amount.
Yeah.
coming up.
Kind of slow. We'll also have news on the Game of the Year show once we figure out a date. That'll be sometime in December, I'm sure. Or wait, I guess we usually did that the first Wednesday of January. That was usually the thing, right? That's how we did it the past couple of years.
I think so
So that would be January the 1st this year. I think.
whatever.
Wait, maybe I'm wrong about that. Nope, that's wrong. It would be January the 5th. We could probably do
Okay.
that. Yeah, that works for me. That would make sense. That would also be episode number 300. So that would be a fun
Wow.
Game of the Year episode. Yeah.
Nice, dude. Worked
So we'll
out.
figure it out.
Between all three of you, Deathloop, Lost Judgment, Persona 5 Strikers, which one should I do?
Ask the cat first.
What does the cat say?
Lost Judgment.
Okay, sounds good.
Lost Judgment,
Maybe I'll do that
Personas,
instead
Strikers, and
of
what?
Deathloop.
What was it?
Deathloop.
I'd go Lost Judgment probably. Yeah, Strikers is fine,
Wow.
but
Okay.
the story in Lost Judgment is probably better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you next week on More Draft Frames. We're out of here. Bye bye.